Koleya, welcome to the booth. Do you want to briefly intro yourself?
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Koleya Karringten. I'm the Executive Director for the Canadian Blockchain Consortium. We're Canada's largest not-for-profit industry organization on blockchain right now.
Incredible. And so just explain briefly, what are you guys doing? How are you working with the regulators in the industry in Canada? What's the ecosystem?
So our ecosystem is definitely growing exponentially. It's been doing so over the last 6 years since I've been involved in it. Right now, our organization works in kind of three components. We work on the enterprise level, supporting companies to adopt blockchain. We work in the fintech sector, so working with banks and regulators and government to support our blockchain companies or exchanges being able to move forward in the space. And then we work and support with mining companies being able to bring their businesses or expand their businesses in the energy sector in Canada.
Incredible. And so do you see Canada as emerging as a dominant player in the blockchain space?
I definitely do. Personally, I see us as about a top 10 leader. I've done a lot of ecosystem development and international relationships with countries all around the world, in the EU, UK, Latin America, United States, and what's happening in Canada, we're definitely being early movers in some areas and being industry leaders.
And so what do you see down the road? What is, the 6 month, 6 year goal for the Canadian Blockchain Consortium?
Well, I think within 6 years we'll be definitely still the prominent industry leader in Canada on blockchain, but some of the goals I see us helping with is being able to establish banks, being able to actually bank cryptocurrency companies in Canada, being able to work with our government and regulators to have a clear regulatory framework, and in Alberta specifically being one of the largest participants in the world in terms of mining, so being able to help facilitate that growth.
Yeah, and so when you're talking with fintechs, when you're talking with crypto miners and the different groups, what are the differences or similarities you're noticing in the questions they're having, the things they're excited about? What are those dialogues looking like?
Well, I'd say with every company has their own strategy, so we try to tailor our offerings to fit whatever the company is looking for. I've noticed within the mining area, there's some concerns with mining setting up in different parts of Canada. Right now, a lot of the conversation is leading towards wanting to advocate in Alberta to make sure that they don't create the GST exemptions that are happening out in Quebec right now. Other ones are just how do they get more access to the energy needed at the best rates, partnering with the energy companies up there. That would be a large similarity. In the fintech space, I just know it's very much the same conversation. We need banking, we need clear regulatory framework, we need help to be able to, proceed with those value offerings. So
we all want to see pro-innovation regulation, but with all the guardrails.
Absolutely. Well, actually, in Alberta right now, they passed the first of its type sandbox in the country to allow for companies to get a form of exemptive relief to be able to operate as money services businesses while they're waiting for the Securities Commission to catch up to the innovation that's happening in the space. So we're really excited to start seeing forward thinking legislation, and Alberta seems to be the key leader across the country for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Elliptic just joined the Canadian Blockchain Consortium. Woohoo!
I'm so excited.
Me too. Do you want to just talk briefly about what that partnership's going to look like? What is that going to mean as far as Elliptic and the Canadian Blockchain Consortium?
Well, we really love your value offering, especially when it comes to being able to engage with banks to help them understand how to create that safety, that security, the AML, the KYC. How's it going to work for that on-chain analysis?
Yeah.
Because they want to be able to bank these companies, keep the good actors in, keep the bad actors out. So being able to help bridge and create those relationships with our Canadian banking systems, as well as our exchanges, etc. That's a big part. Really excited to be working with Josh, crypto happy hours and things like that.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of discussion from our government specifically that they want to be able to come and attend and host and really encourage the growth of your organization up into Canada. So we're excited to be a part of that and excited to introduce you across the country.
Yeah, we're thrilled to take part in it. We're thrilled to be partnered with you guys. But seriously, thank you so much for stopping by the booth.
Thank you for having
always
me.
A pleasure talking to you, and really looking forward to all the future progress.
Me too. We got to get you up into Alberta and have a little crypto happy hour.
Seriously?
Absolutely. Drinks
Cool.
on me.